Welcome everyone. So welcome to this summer school. So it's going to be just a brief introduction to present you what we are going to do in the next few days. So why are we here? So it's first a scientific motivation. We're here to talk essentially about the interstellar medium, the ISM. And we all know it's important for several reasons to understand galaxy evolution, to understand the process of star formation, and also to understand the growth of chemical complexity, and it leads, to life and all these questions. And one of the historical conundrum of this field has been that for historical and technical reasons, the ISM has often been assimilated to only the Milky Way, to what we see inside the Milky Way. And the fact that there is ISM in every galaxy, and it's interesting to study the ISM of other galaxies because you can really understand how its properties varies with physical conditions. But the fact is that in the past, 10, 20 years ago already, it was often considered as something inferior in terms, of scientific relevance to study extragalactic ISM, even if some people already did it at the time. And it often leads to some biases. The fact that considering only the Milky Way, it's really a biased point of view. And several people have been trying to bridge, to branch the different interstellar media to have a more global vision of the thing. And that's one of the motivations of this tool. It's really to make the extragalactic and galactic community talk together and try to answer some open questions that are currently here about the field. For example, how can we apply the knowledge that we have of our own ISM to other galaxies? And it's important to study galaxy evolution in particular. Also trying to understand how peculiar the ISM of the Milky Way is. So that's the opposite, the complementary of this question. And trying to develop some concepts to bridge the gap between the Milky Way and other galaxies in angular resolution and everything else. And so the objective that we have in terms of training for this summer school, first, it's to really try to give you a general knowledge about the different aspects of this field. So you see, we have some lectures that are focused on observations, on modeling, on simulations, looking at the elementary physical processes and how to combine them together. And also looking at what are the open questions. And so it means what are the next really hot topic in the field. Also acquire some technical skills. So that will be done essentially with the hands-on sessions. And also one important aspect is to try to create some links between people here, participants, and also with speakers, everyone, to eventually, lead to collaboration, potentially kickstart projects and job perspectives. All these kind of things that are more on the social interaction part, but that's quite important. And do not forget to have fun. And I don't mean only fun outside. You should have fun here too, learning all this stuff, because it will be fun. So about you, the audience, so as you see, that's where everyone is from, probably here in this room. So it's essentially people from France and Germany because of the way the SOC and the location of the conference. But we have people on every continent, except at Antarctica. We never managed to get anyone from there. So here about your current academic level. So you see 3/4 of you are PhD students. And we have a few postdocs and master students of different flavors. So concerning your interest, so you see it's quite, a lot of you are interested by nearby galaxies because that's the main, focus of this school. In terms of physical processes, so it's quite well balanced between ionized atomic gas, molecular gas, dust. After the weird stuff, cosmic rays and all that, it's only a few people, but you're welcome. And in terms of methodology, it's also quite well balanced between observation, modeling, simulation, data analysis. So it's quite nice. In terms of coding experience, so that's more for the hands-on, but it was fun to look at. I mean, the fact that Python is really trending right now. It was probably not the case 10 years ago. So after, you have probably all seen the program of the school online. So as you see, it's quite very periodic. We have 2 hours lectures. We have coffee breaks always at the same time, lunch always at the same time. So tonight we have a welcome cocktail. So it's free of charge. I mean, anyone with a badge can come. And if you want to bring someone who doesn't have a badge, you can tell me before lunch probably, so I can probably squeeze more person. Here, so I mean, you know the program. Then the organizing committee, so the people who prepare this school. So all the organizers, we have a red label on our badge. So you can, if you have questions, if you have problems, you can ask us. We probably don't have the answer, but we can try to help you get it. And then, so the people who are currently present, so there is Karin here, yes, hello Karin. So Karin, I mean, in particular, she's organizing the hands-on session. But I mean, everything else. So myself, hello. Then Eva here. So Eva in particular is responsible for managing the lightning session that we are going to have right after. Jérôme here. So Jérôme manages in particular all the Slack and Zoom, all the media, I mean, thing. And Patrice, oh, he's here, yeah. And he's the one organizing the kayak, the skydiving and everything. Scuba diving, sorry. Maybe no. And people who couldn't come, so Johan, Annie in particular, who worked a lot on the project but couldn't come at the last minute, and Eva. So those are the people who organized this event. And then just to finish with the sponsors. So we got some money from different kind of labs, institutions. So first, my own laboratory. So IEM, which is part of IRFU. So again, they gave us a bit of money, and the secretary. So IRAP and University of Toulouse, it's from Karin's side. We get also a bit of support from them. Then we got some support from what it's called the national program in France. Those are agencies about, you know, the sciences of the universe that can support some small, you know, expenses for research groups or conferences like us. So there is this one, which is the physics and chemistry of the interstellar medium. This one that is about cosmology and galaxies, and PNHG, it's about high energies. And they all give us a bit of money. And finally, there is the Daoism, so which grant that Jérôme is leading by the French National Agency. So that's just the general introduction, only the practical stuff. Now, Karin is going to talk about the hands-on session.
Maybe we should say that this school is the second of a series. The last one was organized in so the first one was organized in 2021, so it was completely remote. And so we had organized also hands-on sessions that were only on Zoom. So we hope that this time you meet together, so it will be even more fruitful. So the goal, as Frédéric says, is to teach you particular sets of skills related to the school science, to create links between you students and between the advisor also, and to encourage discussion between participants that could lead to new projects and maybe collaboration. So there are 9 projects. You all have the list, I think. It's available on the website of the school. They are tutored by speakers, lecturers, organizers, and a few school participants. The groups are made of 4 to 8 students per project. So we try to respect your first choice, and in fact, it was relatively well balanced, the selection you made. So we hope everybody is happy. So here are the 9 projects. So you all know them with the people supervising them, and the room where the hands-on will take place. So 3 groups are in this building. It's project 2, which is here in the meeting room, just nearby the amphitheater. There are 2 groups, project 2 and project 4, because they share one supervisor, these 2 projects. And there is one in the amphitheater here in this building. All the others are in building 1A, which is the one just on the other side of the road. And there will be 2 groups per room also. And these rooms are practical rooms for chemistry. So it's chemical lab, but you will be well installed. So there are 3 rooms there. And at the end, at 4, I will show you the way. And in principle, okay, we should all have the access to the building. I will check that. Maybe only the supervisor will have the access. I will let you know later on. So all the hands-on sessions are in the afternoon at 4:30 p.m., except on the last day, when it is on the morning. So each session lasts 1 hour and a half, except the last one, which lasts 2 hours. And on the last day, there will be a session with a presentation of the work each group did during all the session. So usually, well, what we did last time is that people were different students, several students were talking about what they did during the work. So yeah, you will meet the advisor. The first station will be probably to present yourself and present what you're going to do or what you would like to do. But then meeting with them during the session is not the only work we are waiting from you. You should also work by yourselves, alone, or even better, in small groups. And yeah, you should find the best organization for that. The presentation, so I said already most of the thing. It will be on Wednesday afternoon. So there are 9 projects, so it's 12 minutes in total, including questions. So we advise that you make a talk that is no longer than 10 minutes. The order will be from project 1 to project 9. And yeah, we advise you that you prepare a PDF file, and if possible, send it in advance, meaning at lunchtime on Wednesday. It will be better than to change a computer 9 times during that session. That's it for me.